Hello and welcome to Rewatch Party, where we charge $500 by the hour. I'm Mark Green.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz. And this may quite possibly be the spiciest episode of iCarly we've seen so far.
Definitely
It's
the
up
raciest
there.
episode of iCarly, and I'm including
It's a bit spicy.
I'm including the original show as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to work with on the original show. Because
No.
half the cast was underage, but...
I'm sorry, did you see how many times Gibby took his shirt off?
True. Yeah.
That's pretty racy.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
saying it's
suppose so.
sexy. That would be deranged, but it's pretty racy for a
Yeah.
children's show. But this episode is perhaps racier. But it is also spicy because we start out with Spencer and Freddy, and Spencer has prepared a variety of hot snacks.
Yeah.
Hot pretzels, hot chips, and hot beer.
Ooh.
I have actually tried hot beer before, and it is the worst thing. Like, spicy beer is absolutely atrocious. But I do not know what motivated Spencer's purchase, but
Just like warmed up the beer.
no, spicy. There's spicy beer. Like hot
There's
there's
spicy
hot
beer?
beer. Yeah, like I've had like
Flamin'
chili
hot?
beer. Chili flavored beer, and it is terrible.
I guess if they can make flamin' hot Cheetos macaroni and cheese,
Yes, they
they
can
can make
that.
flamin' hot beer.
They can make flamin'
That would-
hot beer.
That would combine for, I think, the worst night I can imagine.
And much like the Cheetos mac and cheese, it's red. I imagine in this
Oh, no.
hypothetical scenario.
It's
Oh.
just
Cheetos
glowing a
flavored
nuclear
beer.
red.
Oh no.
You
Cheetos
drink it
flavored
and
beer.
it burns a hole through your body.
You know that myth that Mountain Dew lowers your sperm count? Flamin' hot beer made by the Cheetos
Will kill you.
Corporation definitely will kill you and lower your sperm count.
Yeah. Hey, your sperm count's gonna be pretty low if you're dead.
Hey, Cheetos beer. If it stays erect for more than 4 hours, call a doctor.
Yes.
Oh. But gross, horrible beer is not the only thing going on in this scene, because Freddy gets a delivery from Post Rabbit. A hot girl is delivering his new game station. And,
Yes.
and
Wow, that might be the laziest fake company name I've ever heard. Game Station.
hey, Harrison, it's a fake product.
Yeah, true. Yeah, PlayStation isn't a company, Sony is. But anyway. The phony Game Station X. God.
It's like the game sphere.
The game's
Only it's
Game
not
sphere.
spherical.
Yeah, in the console wars, which one do you support, the Game Sphere or the Game Station?
Oh, I'm a big game sphere guy myself.
I mean,
It's
yeah, you
spherical.
gotta...
It's spherical, yeah.
Yeah.
It's spherical.
Spherical.
The Game Sphere has so much nostalgia. I mean, the Game Station X is fine. It's got, it's a more advanced console, but you just can't beat the Game Sphere.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all the classics. You got Super Giuseppe Brothers. You've got...
Starring Giuseppe.
Yes. Starring Giuseppe and his brother, Francis.
Francis and Giuseppe.
Francis Giuseppe.
Francis Giuseppe and Giuseppe, and they're saving...
Yes.
Oh, and the spin-off game, Francis Giuseppe spends the night in a murder house. A whole family was killed there, and now this Italian plumber's gonna stay the night.
Oh,
And it's got, this very hot animatronic bear. And everyone's really concerned about the lore. I'm just turning this into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Just
Really? Was
I've
that-
never played.
But anyway,
Anyway.
Freddy gets a delivery from a cute girl who's also a gamer. What is she?
Oh
Perfect?
my god.
She's
And
a
she's
gamer
saying-
girl. Ooh.
And she's saying, like, not to spy on you, but this order did have your phone number on it. And I was wondering if maybe I could give you a call sometime. And
For
and Freddy-
identity theft?
Yep.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Freddie
Freddy
yells
was
about
just, like,
identity
really
theft.
concerned about this gamer girl. He thought, if she saves his number, he's gonna get all these texts about her selling her bathwater, and like he can't buy more bathwater.
God.
He's fallen down that
He's
rabbit
got
hole
too
way
much
too many times.
bathwater.
He can't do it
He
again.
has too much
He's
bathwater.
already got so much gamer girl bathwater. He can't afford.
He's got Belle
another set.
Delphine's, the bathwater of the girl who died of selling her farts nearly.
Oh God.
This is a real story, people.
I remember.
Girl almost
I tried to
died
forget that.
selling her farts.
But yes, Freddie shuts himself off to the possibility of romance
Yeah.
because he is certain that that's not what she was after. She was after his identity.
And also maybe his kidneys.
Also, maybe his kidneys.
That's true.
Who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, like, it happens. Like, you meet someone and you spend some time with them, and it's like it's going great, and you're like, oh, she's perfect, and like you go and you get, you get
I mean, like you're getting to know each other. She's asking all the questions, like, where are you from? What do you do for work?
You have
Do you
both
still have
kidneys,
both
right?
of your kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, she's so interested in me. I can't believe it. I finally found the one. And then you wake up in a bathtub.
Yeah.
It's going great on the first date, and she asks everything. She asks everything about you, including your family's medical history and if there are any
Yeah.
pre-existing conditions.
So I mean, of course, like that's never happened to me. That's never happened to me, but like
No.
I'm sure you guys have like met people.
Yeah. No, it happened to a close friend of mine.
Yeah, I had a friend. And like he was really disappointed by it and had like a lot of,
Yeah,
and this was a
like-
friend.
Yeah. It's happened to my friend Mark. Not you, Mark. It's a different Mark.
I know it's my friend. Oh, my friend was also named Mark. Mark
Greenberg.
Mark Greenberg. Of course, it was him
Mark
and not
Greenberg
me.
from high school was so nice.
Yes.
Oh, it sucks
Yeah.
that he got his kidneys stolen.
It really does.
Yeah. This really
It really,
real man,
really sucks.
Mark Greenberg.
Like I thought he thought she was the one. And then he's down
I
one
wonder
kidney.
how he's doing now.
I'm sure he's fine.
Just Mark. If Mark ever needs a shoulder to cry on, just let me know. I'll be there for him, okay?
He really appreciates it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So, well,
Anyways.
our friend Mark
Anyway.
is dealing with psychological trauma.
Now that this bit has run its
Yeah.
course.
Spencer tells Freddy, like, she was flirting with you. And Freddy's like, I do not think so. She was after my organs and or credit card information.
Because he's an idiot.
As he's an idiot. But
Yeah.
Spencer thinks just Freddy's just been so hurt before. He needs his confidence back in dating. And so Spencer's like, I'll set you up with my friend Ramona and it'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that plot rolling.
She's a nuclear
people.
physicist.
She's a nuclear physicist. She's a nuclear psychiatrist in a James Bond movie.
Mm.
That was a
Indeed.
line from 30 Rock. Anyway, but Freddy, next scene, Freddy drops Millicent off with Harper and Carly because they are such good guardians. They are watching, they're talking about a show as if they're watching sports, but guys, it's not sports.
What is it, Mark?
They're watching The Real Widows of Wisconsin.
Oh boy.
Whoa! A totally awesome real show! I mean, I would definitely watch Real Widows of Wisconsin, just to be clear. That sounds so cool. That sounds like the best
Yeah, I mean-
cheesy reality show imaginable.
I don't know. I was really a big fan of The Real Widows of Western Montana, and then that just kind of like really grew into like a franchise. I don't know, it's nothing really beats the original for me. You know?
Arwam is good, but Arwow is also pretty good.
Mm.
Hmm.
I think, what
You know, I was a real fan of Arwam.
Arwam,
Arwam.
Arwam, is
Or wow.
Yes, that's the name of the show. I don't know why we keep saying
Don't
it.
make fun of the name, Harrison.
It's the name
You
of the show.
can't make fun of it unless you've seen Wow.
I have. I'm a fan, obviously.
No, obviously.
Zach.
It's just, it had a
Oh,
real...
you're a fan? Name all the real widows of Western Montana.
Deborah Sue, Monica, Shelby, who killed her husband and was sent to the police after the first season.
Allegedly.
Zach, she was convicted. I'm spoiling season 7 for you. Boom. There we go.
Yeah, Zach, have you not seen season 7?
No, I'm just saying. I think the
That's
evidence
the one
doesn't
where they
hold up
go
in
to
court.
space.
The glove didn't fit.
So Arwam and
Arwam.
Arwow are great.
But really the point of this scene, because I was thinking about it, and after it happened, I was definitely like, not much happened in this scene.
No, not really.
I don't know why we really needed it, but the point was to establish that Carly and Harper are best friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Harper is Carly's
They're best
BFSS.
friends and they love watching trashy reality TV together.
Yeah.
And really, who doesn't?
I mean, yeah, but
You know, I'll tell you who doesn't actually. Millicent.
that's true. Millicent.
That's
does
right.
not.
Millicent doesn't, and I'm sure she never will.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. But the most important thing are the acronyms that they come up with.
Oh, yeah.
BFSS, best friend since Sam, which that was nice. And then
Harper's was, I don't remember the...
BFUMCR, best friend until my cousin resurfaces.
There are so many jokes in this show that come out of fucking nowhere. Like in this episode specifically.
maybe
love that.
Harper is a
It's
murderer.
so good.
Yeah.
Her keychain guy is dead. Her cousin is missing, and she has a PI on the case who she continuously, quote unquote, forgets to get back to about the case. I think she killed her cousin.
You think she killed the cousin and hired the PI to like throw the scent off of her, but she's not really giving much to the PI, so the PI never figures it out.
Right. Or she killed the PI.
Yeah, maybe it is Harper. A lot of these jokes that come out of nowhere all lead back to Harper.
Guys,
What?
Yes.
I think we have an idea for our screenplay.
Ooh. The Harper murders.
The Harper Chronicles.
The Harper Chronicles.
Wait, guys, our first spin-off. The Harper Chronicles.
That's true.
Yeah.
We haven't been pitching spin-offs recently.
Mm-hmm.
Harper, it's Harper, maybe it is like a show, and Harper goes town to town murdering people and then pretending to solve the crime.
Oh, God.
To throw the scent off of herself. That's what my dad always said he thought happened on Murder, She Wrote. He was like, every time Angela Lansbury goes to a new town, someone dies.
Yeah.
And he said, like, she's obviously killing people and then saying, well, I'll solve the mystery, right?
Yes.
It's like a really bored, out of work detective who just solves their own mysteries.
Yep. We call it Death Follows Harper.
Oh no.
She goes town to town, and everywhere she goes, somebody dies. And every single time, no one is like, hey, maybe it's the new person who comes to town with a series of murders following her.
There's like a travel montage. It's like Harper on like a road trip. And she's like, yeah, I mean, death seems to follow me everywhere I go. I mean, I'm not really sure why. What do you think, Grim? And it pans over and the Grim Reaper is in the passenger seat. Just kind of chilling.
Harper and the Grim Reaper are definitely best buddies.
For sure.
Yeah. Aside from Carly, of course, who is her best friend until her cousin resurfaces.
What if the Grim Reaper is her cousin who is now resurfacing?
He died and took over Death's job and now follows Harper wherever she goes.
Well, you know, being Death is like a real difficult job. You know, you got to retire at some point.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just too much.
It's too much. But we establish in this scene that Carly and Harper are in fact best friends, which is something we already knew.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes important later because their friendship is going to be tested.
Dun dun dun.
I know. My next note is Harper had a bat mitzvah but isn't Jewish.
Yes.
And she learned Hebrew and everything.
Yeah.
She was very much committed to her role. Being
our
a fake Jew.
non-Jewish queen, Harper, to me, and I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. Harsha. Harper is. I'll tell you where I'm going with this. Harper is to Judaism what Trisha Paytas would have been if she actually tried.
I have to disappoint you. I don't know enough about Trisha Paytas.
Oh, there was like a whole thing where she was like, "I'm Jewish now," and was just really bad at being Jewish.
All right. All right.
That's so funny.
So I can get behind your statement.
There was like, I think she posted something on like the first night of Hanukkah, like "Happy Hanukkah, everybody," and all the candles on the menorah were lit.
Oh no.
What?
I remember like Mindy Kaling did
Trisha,
that.
You had one job there.
Mindy Kaling did that?
Mindy Kaling did that. She wasn't claiming to be Jewish, but she did like a Happy Hanukkah post where it was the first night and all the candles were lit.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that's more understandable than that person.
Oh yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
I just really appreciate that she's like, she says like, I'm not Jewish, I just wanted one. Which like,
Yes.
thank you for not like pretending to be Jewish.
Yeah.
At first. But two, that she's like, I did learn Hebrew. It's like she put in effort.
the work.
Yeah.
She put in the work.
But is this cultural appropriation? That's the question we gotta ask. I mean, it is, but
We do have to ask that, but not right now because guys, Carly has been invited to Seattle Fashion Fest. But problem, you guys.
What's the problem?
Bo, her ex-boyfriend, is gonna be there, probably with his new girlfriend.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
And she doesn't have mouthfeel guy anymore to go as her date.
I thought they were gonna make it. I thought those crazy kids had it in them.
Carly and mouthfeel guy.
They're the OTP.
Yeah. If I had one bet of like who belonged together,
Yeah.
it was them.
And unfortunately,
but I was
didn't work
wrong,
out.
and I lost a lot of money.
Right. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Mark is now completely broke.
I'm horribly in debt.
Yeah. And Harper is now
They're
like, well,
after me.
I've got a new guy who you might wanna hang out with. I'm gonna set you two up on a date and see how it goes.
Well, and the other thing is that, you know, Carly says she doesn't want to go and run into her ex and his new girlfriend, but Spencer and Harper say, but you should go and absolutely crush it in front of your ex and his new girlfriend. Harper's going to set her up. And Carly asks Harper, this line was funny to me, but not intentionally. But Carly says to Harper, like, you can be my stylist. It's your dream to be a stylist. And I was like, great, we're learning about Harper.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was her dream to be a stylist. From what I knew, I thought
that was never established before. So, yeah.
No, it was not.
I was really excited with the path set forward by last episode where it looked like Harper was going to be a criminal. I liked that, but I can get behind stylist as well.
Yes.
But it was just funny to hear Carly they had to have a whole scene setting up that they're best friends. But it's just one line to be like, as we all know, Harper's dream,
wants to be a stylist.
her ultimate goal in life is to be a stylist.
It's also not even Harper saying, oh, it was my dream to become a stylist. Sorry, Carly going, look, as we all know, it is my best friend, Harper, who is my best friend, her dream. Did I mention my best friend since Sam left, Harper? It is her dream to become a stylist.
But we don't have time to dwell on that because just at that moment, Freddy walks in and guys, he's wearing a fedora.
Oh no!
I was so afraid for our poor boy that he was gonna go on a date wearing a fedora. And
he really is.
Oh, it looks so bad.
Milady.
He says it was $11.99 at Rite Aid.
Yeah, he does tip the fedora. All that was missing was a milady in there somewhere.
Milady.
Milady.
Oh God. Did he ever milady Carly back when he was obsessed with her?
Oh, I'm sure he did at some point. It had to have been like during that first season when he still had before he went through puberty and his voice got deep.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in love with you, Carly. Oh God.
But Spencer shares the bad news with Carly and Harper, he showed Ramona a picture of Freddy, and now she doesn't want to go out with him.
Which, I mean,
poor Freddy,
honestly,
man.
Yeah,
Freddy
poor
taking
Freddy.
L's everywhere.
I
in
know.
this
I was
episode.
going to say, here's my question. Do you think he was wearing a fedora in the picture? In which
Probably.
case,
I think there's like a solid 75% chance.
yeah, if he was wearing a fedora in the picture, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get bad vibes. I'm not doing this. I'm sorry, Spencer.
mean, also, saying you don't want to go on a date with someone because they're not their physical type and you don't know this person is perfectly valid. But also, Freddy is the type of person to wear a fedora.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, Spencer, you're taking a picture of me to send to my date? Let me get my posing fedora.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
a
the idea that he
separate
has
fedora
multiple
for
fedoras for
posing.
separate uses.
Of course, you need
You need your going out fedora.
You're going out.
Your posing fedora.
Yeah, you need
Your sex fedora.
You need your going out fedora, your posing fedora, your sex fedora, your high
That
class
one is still in
function
mint
fedora.
condition. The sex fedora
Yeah.
is still in mint condition.
No one has it might take forever to construct it because no one has ever had sex wearing a fedora, so they don't quite know what a sex fedora would look like. Do you need like a strap? Do you need to like strap it to your chin so it doesn't fall off?
Oh no.
As we all know,
Oh,
it is impossible
God.
to have sex wearing a fedora. Because it's birth control. If you didn't know, it actually stops you completely from having sex. But
Yeah, the only method that's 100% effective.
Guys, we need to teach proper sex ed in school.
yeah.
And that starts with the fact that fedoras are the most effective
Birth control.
form of birth control.
There's abstinence, there's birth control, and then there's fedoras. But anyway.
Yep.
But they say just set him up with someone else. And Spencer's like, I can't do that because if he knows that Ramona canceled on him, he'll lose all his confidence. And the whole point of this was to get Freddy's confidence back up. We'll get to his brilliant unintentional solution. But first, Harper's gotta try to find Carly a dress. And we got an outfit montage.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah. So yeah, they do an outfit montage.
Yeah.
Complete with
and
music, a lot of disinterested Carly expressions because they all suck.
Yeah, there's a lot of rhymes. It's like too wordy because it's got words on it. Too birdy because the dress looks like a bird.
Yeah.
And that's the bit they're doing.
Yep.
I am wondering if there's any way at this point in time to make an outfit montage truly funny.
That's a good question because it's so overdone.
Yeah.
I feel like you really have to like go all in on it and just embrace the ridiculousness.
Like, I love the makeover montage in Clone High, but that is a parody of makeover montages. And I don't mean like a parody.
Makeover.
Yeah,
But it's so
parody
good.
doesn't count, so you need to make like an actual
Like, is there some
montage
way to
funny.
give a makeover montage
Like a
or an
serious
outfit
outfit
montage a new spin that would make it genuinely funny?
I don't think it's ever really been funny, so I don't know. I don't think you can. Has it ever really been funny?
I don't know. Maybe
I feel like it's usually framed in movies as like a fun like bonding moment, not necessarily.
Yeah, I feel like I think it's more so
yeah,
that.
you might be right. I think it's also to demonstrate, well, we got to find the perfect look and that it takes some time. But
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, it's just something we've seen so many times that I'm like, I wonder if there's a way to like do it well. Because I've seen it done better and I've seen it done worse, but I don't know if I've ever seen one where I'm like, that was great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a really good dress montage, and I'm not sure I can. So you might be right about that.
I sort of have an idea.
What?
And I want you to hear me out. What if one of the outfits was a pirate? That's
yes.
funny, right? If like she comes out, they're trying on
matey.
prom dresses and she comes out and she's dressed like a pirate. That's pretty good.
Arr, matey, I've got me peggy leg and me hook hand.
Arr, matey, I'm going to prom. we're going to take those photos where we're posed one behind the other.
Here's a question that I have for you guys. If you were a pirate and you had a hook hand and a peg leg, would you want them to be on the same side or opposite sides? Would you want, like, your right foot to be a peg and also your right
I would
hand
probably
to be a hook?
want the balance.
Or would you go like half and half?
My gut instinct tells me half and half because then you have a spread of normal limbs.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking, like, are we talking like old-timey pirate? Like, are you in like the 1700s, 1600s or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking if I'm like in modern times, or if I'm like a space pirate and I have like a peg leg and a wooden if I have them on the same side, and if we're in a time where like half of me can be sliced off and the other half is a cyborg, like I'd want to keep my human limbs all on one side. I wouldn't want
it's like a Two-Face kind of look.
Exactly. I'm half cyborg, half pirate. That's right. You got one side, you got robot hand. That's right. I filled out the form wrong.
Here?
One side because my brain is broken, Harrison.
Oh my god.
Because my brain is broken,
it
and
was
I thought,
very simple
now if I'm
that Mark
chopped in half and have to replace myself with half of a cyborg, I'd still want my normal limbs on the other half. I don't want one normal limb and a peg leg, right? But maybe I fill out the form wrong, and like one half of me is robot, the other half is a hook hand and a peg leg. I think that would be pretty fun, but maybe not ideal. So I think I am going to choose spread to answer your question, Zach.
That was such a long explanation.
The spread peg leg.
For a question that required no more than a 2-word answer.
Same side or opposite side?
So yeah, Harrison, we know that I want to be a cyborg pirate. What's your answer?
I guess I'd go the spread because...
Okay, good. Moving on.
Anyway.
Yep, moving on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyway, Harper thinks maybe the dresses aren't the problem and Carly just needs some arm candy. So she's going to set Carly up on a date. Next scene. Yep. My next note is the reveal of Spencer's brilliant solution to the plan.
Yes, okay. So, let's set the scene.
Oh,
Can I set the scene real quick, Mark?
Oh, no, I was just going to read my note, which is just blatantly what it is.
Okay, yeah, allow me to set... I'll cue you, Mark.
Yeah.
I'll set the scene. We're at Skybox, Harper's place of work. Harper is striking up conversation with a beautiful woman who is ordering coffee. And Harper's like, look, you don't have to pay me, just pay me in your number. And the girl's like, oh, you're too sweet, I couldn't possibly. And the reasoning why is because...
Spencer hired a prostitute to go out with Freddy.
Yep.
For some reason, he thinks this is post-Rabbit.
So
yeah,
I should explain.
We should say
the woman
he
is
doesn't know she's a prostitute.
Yeah, he doesn't know that she's a prostitute.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Likely story, Spencer.
Yeah, I didn't know she was a prostitute.
I swear, officer,
whatever.
I had no idea.
But yes, she talks to Spencer, and he's like, "Look, would you be interested in going on a date with my friend Freddy? I know, I've just been using this app, and you have like these really cute delivery girls. Would you mind like doing this for me?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, sure. I don't mind if you can pay my rate." And I forget the exact conversation, but it's very good. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot.
It's very good.
Yeah,
there are some very good answers. One of the only one that I can remember is she says that she has a lot of costumes, and he goes, "Oh, that's great. Are you an actress?" And she says, "Oh yeah, I act. I mostly act.
Most of the time, unless they're really hot.
Yeah. There's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Where like Spencer comes up, it's like, "Look, I'm very desperate." And she goes, "Yeah, most of my clients are." And goes, I need you to have coffee with my friend Freddy tonight. And she goes, "Oh, just coffee? That's it?" And then there was like the whole thing that Mark just said about like, "Oh, you're an actress." Yeah, most of the time.
Very good conversation.
It's really very good.
It's really good.
And
it's really
Spencer's
fun.
like, so Spencer pays the fee. He's like, "Oh wow, that's a lot. Guess I'll pay it then." And he's like, oh, by the way, you have to be a nuclear physicist named Ramona.
And she's like, whatever you're into.
Yeah. I'm realizing right now, do we never learn this nice lady who is also a sex worker? I'm not trying to demean with anything, you know, it's a legit hustle. Do we learn her real name? I don't think we do.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up on IMDb right now.
But while you look it up, with romance in the air, and we should also say, again, like, no disrespect to sex workers, but also, like, yes, it's very funny that he does not know he's hired a sex worker.
May I say what she's credited as on IMDb, because it's pretty great?
Please do.
She's credited as Framona.
Oh my god, fake Ramona.
Oh, no. That's really good. That's really good. But anyway,
I love it.
With these hints of romance in the air, let's cut over to Carly's date. It starts on a really good note. I really like, she's looking at the menu and says, wow, this all looks so good. And he says, there aren't any pictures. How do you know that? Are you a psychic? We find two other things out about him.
Yeah.
He's a gym bro, and he's a flat earther.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I forget how it comes. It was a thing where it was like, it was weird. Harper said we'd be perfect for each other, and he goes, "Are you a flat earther too?"
That's
right.
Again,
so
out of
good.
fucking nowhere.
It's so
good. Harper knew this guy was not only an idiot, but a flat earther.
But that's Carly's type. Her type is himbos.
I don't think her type is flat earthers.
Maybe Harper didn't know that he was a
earthers.
flat earther. She just knew that he was an idiot.
Yeah, maybe just knew he was a hot dumb idiot. Yeah.
This dude looks like the bully in every high school movie ever.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big dude with the shaved head and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's very good. Just a big slab of beef that believes the earth is flat.
Yep.
I love that when he says, like, oh, Carly, you're a believer too. He like bows to her as if it's like a yoga retreat. I'm like, what breed of flat earthers is this guy coming from?
This man needs help.
I mean, all flat earthers need help, but this man needs a lot of help. He doesn't.
Can
he
I
can't
just
read a menu
say?
without pictures.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
I love that he is just randomly a flat earther.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's
great.
Really good.
It
is
it's
great.
really good. But speaking of dates with totally cool and normal people where there are no red flags, Freddy's date with Framona.
With Framona. Yeah, we're going to call her Framona now.
Yeah. So they go to Starbucks again.
Yep.
Yeah, they get coffee.
She says she's a nuclear science person. That's her job.
And she goes, by the way, did you know that, checks notes, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? And then Freddy comes back with like another like more obscure science fact. And she's like, did you know that? And he's like, of course you know. You're a nuclear scientist. He's like, yeah, I know.
He comes back with like, did you know that there are some organisms that don't even have mitochondria? And she like pauses in absolute terror that she's going to be found out for a few seconds. And then he goes, of course you knew that. Why wouldn't you know that? And she goes like, yes, of course I know that. Ha ha ha.
And
I'm rooting for Framona
did you
here.
just get off from work? And she's like, oh, actually, no, I'm just starting right now. What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Movie line is great. Because
I also want to point out when Freddy mentions that he has a daughter, she calls him Zaddy.
Oh,
Zaddy.
You're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings up an important question that we don't have to answer. Is Freddy a Zaddy?
Moving on.
Those are two different responses.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just one sentence argument that will close the whole case. Fedora. He's not a zaddy if he wears a fedora.
Yeah.
Moving on. Yeah. The date's going really well.
Yeah. Or they're trading science facts mostly.
Yes.
And she says, it's been so long since I actually talked on a date.
Red flags.
This isn't what happens, but I kind of wanted it to happen. I wanted her to be so refreshed by Freddy, given that he does not think he's hired An Escort, that she falls in love with Freddy.
That I thought was gonna happen. That's
I would have loved that.
That's what I thought was happening when they later bring up that he invites her on another date. But it doesn't really
I was
happen.
really hoping that Freddy would fall in love with the really nice sex worker lady.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it would be such a Freddy thing to do in the new series to fall in love with a sex worker.
Yeah.
Number 1 OTP, Carly and Mouthfeel Guy. Number 2 OTP, Freddy and Fremona.
Oh,
yes.
Their names both start with F. It's fate. It's
FR.
It's freighted.
Ooh.
It's
freight.
Frent to be.
Moving on.
We should just have a button that we can press and it says moving on.
I think Tyler needs to have that button.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, we're
Carly arrives home. Harper says, like, I had a great idea. I want you to wear a tux. Carly's like, well, actually, I had this old dress that I wore years ago that I thought maybe I should wear. And Harper is upset that she's not being listened to.
And then Carly flips a table.
Yeah, they have like a whole big reality TV fight while Millicent is watching WoW.
That does happen, but there's one scene separating them where Freddy comes to Spencer and says that he's having such a great time, or he had such a great date. And Spencer's like, so now you can find someone else. Now that your confidence is up, you can find someone else to date. And Freddy's like, someone else? I'm going out again with Ramona in 2 days or something.
And no, he's like, I'm going out with Ramona again. And then Spencer gets like a ding on his phone. He's like, oh, really? Is it tomorrow at 8? And he's like, oh, yeah. How'd you know? He's like, oh, lucky guess. This Ramona is charging Spencer for more dates.
There's obviously been a miscommunication.
This is a serious breach of contract. I feel like this is not usually expected.
Well, here's the thing. Spencer didn't expect the fact that he's hired an escort at all.
True, but she knows this stuff.
Well, okay, I don't know enough about the biz.
That's true.
I have to say.
Maybe she assumes Freddy knows she's an escort or a prostitute, whatever she is.
Maybe. No, that's what I thought. I thought she thinks that Freddy knows or that they all know. And that's why she keeps charging Spencer. Speaking of which, we then get a great montage of just her and Freddy going on dates and Spencer getting charged every time.
That's so good. So good.
It starts a running theme in this episode that everyone is stealing money from Spencer.
Yeah.
That's right, because Harper brings up earlier that she's stolen Spencer's credit card.
Well, actually, in this next scene that we're moving on to right now, Harper says she found the perfect dress. She designed it herself, and she paid for it using Spencer's credit card ending in 00, like whatever.
2861,
whatever the number is.
I think.
And then she says she guessed the security code.
Harrison.
I think
it's kind of a red flag that you remembered his credit card
oddly
number.
I'm oddly good at remembering a short sequence of numbers that shows up in my brain.
All I'm saying is that I'm not showing you my credit card info.
Yeah. Credit cards, social security numbers, all that shit out the window.
I also really like there's a moment where Harper says, I was really lucky guessing his security code.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I forgot about that. That was good.
Yeah. She's like, guess the security code.
But Carly's fed up with it.
It was actually 420. Who would have known?
Just at this moment, guys, Cynthia calls off her engagement with Mauricio on The Real Widows of Wisconsin.
What the fuck?
Carly and Harper start fighting about Cynthia and Mauricio, but guys, they're not really fighting about the world's greatest power couple. Number 1 OTP, Carly and Mouthfeel Guy. Number 2, Freddy and Fremona. Number 3, Cynthia and Mauricio.
Yes.
No. What? Who would they be? Mark, they said Cynthia and Mauricio. Who else could they be talking about here?
Zach, I hate to inform you, they're really talking about themselves.
But then why, Mark, if they're talking about themselves, would they say Cynthia and Mauricio?
Because they're not very
they're
smart,
not Cynthia
Zach.
and Mauricio.
They're not
because
very
they're bad
smart.
at communicating, and they're taking their feelings out through the real widows of Wisconsin.
But Carly goes over to
that's
Spencer's and pouts, but he doesn't react. And eventually he does.
He acts sad in his general direction until he pays attention to her pretty much.
Yep, pretty much. And I really like it. She says, like, it's not just the dress thing. You she set me up with this guy that she said was perfect for me, but he turned out to be an idiot. And Spencer says, well, that's your type. Hot but dumb. Or no, it's first she says he was an idiot, and Spencer goes, was he hot?
Yeah,
and she says yes. And he goes, well, that's your type.
It is a running theme.
And she goes, no, that's not. And he says, think of everybody you've dated. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's my type.
Yeah, hot but dumb. Yeah. Himbos. She needs a himbo in her life.
She needs a himbo.
She's holding out for a himbo.
Carly needs a Jimmy Gibbler in her life.
Yeah.
Oh, she and Jimmy Gibbler would go so well together if he wasn't with Stephanie.
Well,
#OTP.
Jimmy Gibbler would make any show better.
That's true.
Yes.
But Carly decides she has to, which I have to say, like, I kind of don't get that her type is hot but dumb, because, like, my type is really smart but super ugly.
I don't know how to make a joke out of that. I don't know where to go from there.
That's so deep.
This just seems,
That's so deep. You look beneath
thank you
the skin.
for laying your heart out on the podcast.
I guess I'm just better than other people, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's what's on the inside that matters. You know, you almost prefer it if she's ugly on the outside, and then it's like Beauty and the Beast. Like they'll transform with true love, and they'll have like a big ass.
I tell my partners all the time, like, I'm repulsed by you physically. And that's about when they break up with me. Which I don't really get. I'm saying, like, I love you, but not for your outside looks, because they're gross.
Maybe you should lead with that next time.
Okay, but you know what? The one time I didn't lead with that, things didn't end very well. I woke up in a bathtub without a kidney. I mean, my friend woke up in a bathtub without his kidney.
Right? Yeah, Mark Greenberg.
Greenberg should really see that therapist whose business card I gave you, Mark. You should really recommend it to him.
Yeah, I remember that. Harrison gave you, Mark, the business card to give to other Mark. Because you're like the closest with him. You see him all the time. You figured it would just make more sense.
Your dating history.
Yeah.
Anyway, Carly points out to Spencer that he didn't use PostRabbit, the app to find, I guess, just like people to do jobs. He used Eager Bunny, which is an app for sex workers.
Oh my god.
And Spencer goes, oh, that makes sense.
I guess their logos were similar on the App Store?
I guess so. Or Spencer misremembered the name.
How do you...
I guess. I don't know.
Eager Bunny versus PostRabbit.
I guess.
And Freddy used it previously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I imagine he was going, well, it's something about a bunny, right?
Okay. That was it. Yeah.
And Spencer goes to find Freddy and tell him, because this is it's just now that he's realizing that he's hired a sex worker to go out with Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
But he finds out that Freddy has already ended things with Ramona.
Yeah.
To which it's a very fun back and forth. He's like, I ended things with Ramona, and Spencer's like, yes, I mean, that's great that you let her down so gently.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it's like a whole thing where he's like, yeah, I mean, there just wasn't a spark there. I mean, she kept leaving every date after exactly an hour because of a nuclear physics emergency, whatever the hell that means.
Nuclear physics emergency.
She kept leaving right on the hour.
She actually works at Chernobyl.
Yeah, if your date keeps having nuclear physics emergencies, I think you shouldn't even be concerned about the date. You should be concerned about the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, Freddy's got his confidence back and he thinks he's ready to start seeing other women again.
Yep.
Maybe ones who aren't sex workers.
I feel like we skipped over the date entirely and didn't acknowledge how utterly cringy it was. Like, oh no, wait, we didn't. We
talked
skip over
about
it.
the date.
We did.
No, we talked about the date.
I don't think
talked
we
about the date.
captured just how cringy it was hearing her say, "Did you know H2O is actually water?" And then hearing him respond, "Did you know H2O2 is actually hydrogen peroxide?"
The date was mostly trading science facts.
Yeah.
Not a great way to bond, but
That's not how you flirt, Harrison.
traditionally,
Science facts
no.
aren't your love language?
I usually explain the economy to them for 45 minutes until their eyes glaze over.
See, I'm personally more of a geography guy myself. You know, I use my classic pickup line, "Hey girl, did it hurt when you fell from Tennessee?"
Because you're the only 10 eyes.
Because I'd put you and I
Because
together.
the topography of Tennessee is composed mostly of the minerals. Right, you said
Did it
geography and
hurt
not
when you fell from
geology. I was
Tennessee?
thinking geology.
I said geography.
Yeah.
No. You said geography, I made a
So,
geology
You
joke.
guys use the pickup line route with your
Like Harrison,
awesome...
make a geometry joke.
I use science facts.
Yeah.
When I'm on a date, I tell them a lot of very dry facts about science.
Uh-huh.
And then I say, also, you're very ugly. And then, and it's weird because like, then I'll call them back and they're like, they pretend it's not me. I don't know. I don't go on many second dates, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh my god.
You'll figure it out. One day you'll
Yeah,
find someone
I
who
have faith in
appreciates
you.
their ugliness.
I have faith in you.
Why is it? I've joked about murdering people many times on this podcast. But when I joke about like calling a partner ugly, that's when I'm like, I'm nervous about that being taken too seriously.
Because everyone knows you wouldn't actually murder someone, but there are people.
I'm just gonna use now
there
to
are
be like,
people
hey,
who own
we
podcasts.
make a lot of bits on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we make a lot of
Don't take anything we're saying seriously.
Yeah, obviously.
I hope
We're just
me
kidding when
leaning
we say
so
this,
hard
but-
into I tell my significant other to their face often, you're ugly, has made it
Yeah.
clear that this is a joke.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think your concern might subconsciously stem from the fact that no one owns a podcast where they openly admit to murder. But a lot of people own podcasts where they openly admit to calling their significant others ugly and worthless.
Yeah. I'm like a comedian from the 50s.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
I hate my wife.
Oh my god.
Ooh, don't you just hate women? I married my wife, but I'm not in love with her. I hate her very much. She's my
Oh my
least
God.
favorite person on the planet. Never get married, fellas.
Just do the rest of this episode in that voice.
Anyway, Harper comes in looking for Carly, only to find out that she's gone to the fashion event.
Oh my god.
With the new dress that she left on the table and they never
Yeah.
tried on.
Which Harper I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop doing
Yeah.
the voice. We
Yeah.
okay with that?
And Harper's
totally
like,
okay.
wait, no, she can't wear that. So she runs after Carly. She meets her at the event. She's like, Carly, you can't wear that dress. And she goes, why? And then it rips. And she's like, because we never did a fitting.
Those are
It's not-
temporary
it's
stitches.
temporary stitches.
How did she even make it there without it ripping?
That's
Yeah.
a good question, because the second Harper arrives, it starts ripping in multiple places.
Yeah. And
Just
Harper attempts to
immediately.
like cover everything up by walking, like by shuffling like right alongside her.
Yeah, that
And
I
it just
liked
keeps
a lot.
ripping.
Yeah, this
And
is
then
great.
at the
This whole
end,
bit
it's
is
just
good.
like Harper's just like on top of Carly, and Carly's like, no sudden movements. We live here now.
That was
This
so
is our
good.
home.
I really like Harper
Great
holding
joke
the
there.
dress together and
Yeah.
then scooching along the red carpet.
Oh, it was a
Uh-huh.
very
So
fun
good.
bit at the end.
Yep.
And that's how the episode ends.
Well, the episode ends with one more scene. Carly has ordered Harper a cameo from
Right,
Countess
yes.
Deborah from Arwow,
How could I forget?
from the Real
Yeah.
Housewives of Wisconsin.
The Real Widows of Wisconsin.
We're
Wow.
real widows. Arwow. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
How dare you, Mark?
I'm gonna
She works hard to make this house a home for her and her dead husband.
Yep. And in the cameo, it's a forgiveness cameo where she's using the cameo to apologize to Harper. But also, Countess Deborah, makes clear that she definitely didn't kill her husband to get on The Real Widows of Wisconsin.
Yeah. I mean, that was never in any doubt.
Yeah. But she definitely didn't kill her husband.
Definitely... I mean, the glove didn't fit.
And on that note, we want to go to Sad Boy.
Is that the second time I made the OJ joke in this episode? Yes,
it is. It is, Zach. It's a Sad Boy.
When it works, it works. I mean, if the joke fits, unlike the glove. Anyway, Sad Boy.
We're doing Sad Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy.
For sure.
And I think I was going to nominate Freddy as well because, he dates a prostitute and he doesn't know it.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin...
fedoras.
Also fedoras, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's a really good point.
I think that's pretty strong evidence.
Also the fact that his date saw a photo of him and said, no way.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Another nominee, Trenton, the flat earther who cannot visualize food in his brain.
That's pretty good.
Possibly can't even read.
Yeah. Another nominee, I wanted to nominate Spencer.
Yeah.
Because, of course, he accidentally hires a prostitute to go out with Freddy. And then gets charged $500 by the hour for every date they go on.
How many dates that's so much money.
It was like 4 or 5 counting the first date in the montage, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I just want to say he was getting charges from her every time she went on a date with Freddy. How did he not realize she was a prostitute sooner?
Yeah.
I guess he was like, well, I guess I'm paying her to go on dates with Freddy.
Yeah, I guess.
And act like she's dating Freddy.
Props to Fremona for keeping up the Nuclear Physicist Act for like 4 to 5 dates.
Oh, Fremona's a winner. Yeah. She is not a Sad Boy nominee, definitely.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna nominate her. I was just saying shout out with you. If we had like an opposite, like a
glad boy,
like a good boy of the week.
Yeah. Glad boy.
Glad boy. Yeah.
But we don't have that, so moving on.
Sad boy.
I feel like there is a case for Carly.
Yeah.
I was going to say Carly as well.
Who finds out that her type is hot but dumb.
Yeah.
And she has to go like, am I shallow? And then also goes to a red carpet event where her dress just starts ripping all over the place.
Yeah.
That's true.
Again, this is the raciest episode of iCarly.
Yeah. Although I do think my vote has to go to Freddy on this one for obvious reasons.
I was leaning towards Spencer until you said Fedora.
Yes. I think that's what puts him over the edge.
I was leaning towards Trenton until you said Fedora as well, so I'm voting Freddy.
That one word has the power to sway multiple opinions.
That is true. So our official winner for this week is Fredward Benson himself.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Tyler, add in some applause.
Fredward the Fedora Benson. The Fredora Benson.
The Fredora.
So that is it for our episode, I believe, for the raciest episode of iCarly yet. You can follow us on social media at Rewatch Party Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please go follow us on social media. Also, please rate, review, subscribe. That would really help us out. You'd be doing us a huge favor, and you don't want to be, you want to do us a favor, right? Right?
Right. Please.
So please rate, review, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to smash that like button.
And anyway, I hope everybody listening has a wonderful time. I've been Mark Green.
I've been Harrison Bloom.
And I've been Zach Horowitz.
And until next time, keep rewatching. And can you believe Cynthia and Mauricio broke up?
I know! No, damn it!
I still can't believe it.
It pisses me off.